Hey y'all, welcome to Teddy Westside TCG. Today I have an update to my GOAT format Harpie Lady deck profile. I'm really excited about the changes I made in this deck. And before that, I would like to let y'all know that I have previously posted my Yu-Gi-Oh content on what is now my game dev channel, Teddy Westside Game Dev. All my future Yu-Gi-Oh content will be posted here on Teddy Westside TCG. So here we go. Starting it right off, I'm running triple Harpie Lady #1. I think personally it's the best Harpie Lady card in the format. I love that, you know, she's searchable by Flying Kamakiri and she buffs all the wind monsters in the deck by 300. I just think that's fantastic. Then to round out the Harpie monsters, I'm also running one Harpie Lady Sisters. Just the one Sisters. More than one tends to be a bit bricky. One is just right. You know, if it does brick, I do have some discard outs. It is nice to have that one extra Harpie Lady name in the deck in order to make sure your Elegant Egotists stay alive. Then to round out the Winged Beast monsters, I'm running 2 Rock from the Valley of Haze. This is up from 1 in my last build. I found that I really like summoning this off of Ninjitsu Art of Transformation. So I needed to have 2, that way I could still use the discard effect, which if you don't know, when this card is discarded, it just goes right back in the deck. So that is really, really cool. So, you know, there's a lot of good synergy with Lady Ninja Yae, Phoenix Wind Blast, Graceful Charity, stuff like that, where you just kind of get to recycle it back into the deck so you can get it from the deck with cards like Ninjitsu Art of Transformation. And then 2 Winged Sage Falcos. I was running Birdface originally. I found that Birdface wasn't really doing enough to put pressure on the board. I have a lot of different ways in this deck to search Harpie Lady #1 in the form of Elegant Egotist, Ninjitsu Art of Transformation, Flying Kamakiri, Sangan. So I just wanted a winged beast monster that could take advantage of the attack buff that Harpie Lady #1 provides and of the field spell Harpie's Hunting Ground. So under Hunting Ground, this becomes a 1900. With the Harpie Lady #1 on board, it becomes a 2k beater. And I really, really love the effect of this card. The effect states that if you destroy an opponent's attack position monster and send it to the graveyard, you have the option to put that monster on the top of your opponent's deck. Puts them back a turn, essentially. It's like a walking Phoenix Wind Blast for attack position monsters. So I really like that. I think it's a really fun card. Puts a little bit extra pressure on the opponent, and I don't know, I feel like you don't really see this card a lot in GOAT format, so it definitely is a surprise when you bust it out and, you know, you actually use the effect and put the opponent back a turn. It's like, wait, what just happened? What are you doing? I like it a lot. Now we're gonna get into the searchers of the deck. The aforementioned Flying Kamakiri, I'm running this at 3. Searches me the cards, my most important cards in the deck, which are Harpie Lady #1 and Lady Ninja Yae. And also 1 Sangan. I can search any monster under 1500 attack or less and add it to my hand. So this is what I like running for my searchers. Then I have 3 Lady Ninja Yae. Absolutely love this card. Not only am I keeping the back row clear with my Harpies and Harpie's Hunting Ground, Lady Ninja Yae is a walking giant Trunade. All she has to do is discard a wind monster from hand to bounce your opponent's back row back to hand. I'm usually never worried about getting through back row with this deck because this is searchable with Flying Kamakiri, searchable with Sangan, searchable with Rhoda. Really easy to get to. And it acts as a pseudo searcher when used in combination with Ninjitsu Art of Transformation, because you can tribute her to summon a beast, insect, or wind beast monster straight from the deck up to 3 levels higher than her. So, I mean, you know, if you have to, you can go into Flying Kamakiri, but the targets you really want to go into are going to be Rock and Harpie Lady #1 or Winged Sage Falcos. It's just really fun way to get monsters from the deck. You don't see a lot of special summoning from the deck effects in GOAT format. And another thing I really like about this card is when I do summon it, clear the back row, send the haze, rock gets sent back to deck, back row's clear, swing with Lady Ninja Yae, activate Ninjitsu Art of Transformation, tribute Yae, and go into rock and swing with rock. Obviously, Harpie Lady or Winged Sage Falcos would be good in that situation too, but rock is definitely the biggest beater in the deck. So yeah, love that combo. In my last version of this deck, I was running a 4th warrior monster, and that was Sasuke Samurai. But I found with the inclusion of Sangan and the fact that I'm running double Rhoda, I should run a bit of a warrior package, and there's no better outs in this format than Exiled Force and DD Warrior Lady. I can search him off of Sangan, I can search him off of Rhoda. When I need him, I got him. Just feels good to include these important Go format cards. And then I have one more warrior monster to round out this trio, and that is Chaosrider Gustaph. This card is super cool. What I really like about him is that he can utilize the spells in your graveyard to buff his attacks. So basically, I can banish 1 or 2 spells during my turn to increase his attack by 300 for each. And then that attack boost lasts until the end of my opponent's turn. On his own, he's a 2000 beater that's searchable by Sangan, searchable by Flying Kamakiri or Rhoda. With Harpie Lady #1 on board, he becomes a 2300 beater. I really like that once my spells aren't great, they still have utility because I run this card in this deck. So that's it for the monsters. Let's get into the spells. I'm running 3 Elegant Egotist with Harpie's Hunting Ground. This turns into an MST essentially. So I really dig this at 3. I want to see my Harpie Ladies on board as quickly as possible and have as many on the board as possible as soon as possible. So 3 is good for me. Then I am running triple Harpie's Hunting Ground. Then to search out Harpie's Hunting Ground, I have 2 Terraforming. Now for added consistency, since I'm running so many warriors, definitely running double Reinforcement of the Army. And then since it's Go format, obviously running a Graceful and Pot. If I did have a Delinquent Duo, I'd probably switch out a Terraforming for a Delinquent Duo. Now I'm also running 1 Premature Burial and 1 Call of the Haunted. In this deck, I get so much utility out of these. If I bring back a Harpie under Hunting Ground, this is essentially a Mystical Space Typhoon because I get to pop an opponent's back row. I can also get Lady Ninja Yae on the board in case I have a set Ninjitsu Art of Transformation. This deck, maybe more than some other GOAT format decks, just get a lot of utility out of Premature Burial and Call of the Haunted. Then I'm running 2 Solemn Judgement. It's really nice to have something that stops pretty much anything. Then I'm running 3 Phoenix Wind Blast. I love this card. Being able to put my opponent back a turn. I love that this card can bounce back row, it can bounce monsters, so you can get rid of any problem that I'm having just at the cost of discarding a card. And that card can be rock, so I'm not really going minus, it just goes back into the deck, which is awesome because then I can bring it out with Ninjitsu Art of Transformation. This card is just an out to so many things in GOAT format. I feel like this is just a very synergistic card with this deck. Think about it in terms of running it with Winged Sage Falcos, who's basically a walking version of it. You can really slow down your opponent's momentum with these cards working together and put your opponent a few turns behind, which is really cool. And then of course, 3 Ninjitsu Art of Transformation. I was running this at 2 in my last build. I was like, I'm not seeing this enough. This card is too good to see it as little as I'm seeing it. I absolutely adore this card. I love that it can get these cards out for me. Again, Flying Kamakiri is really only a last resort kind of target for this if you're trying to go into a bit of a grind game and hold off an opponent's advance. Mostly, I'm probably going to go for Rock or Harpie Lady #1, depending on what's on board. All right, well, this is my GOAT format Harpie Lady deck profile for February 2023. What do y'all think about it? I don't think it's necessarily super competitive in the GOAT format meta, but it is a deck I am extremely passionate about and that I have a lot of fun with. I'm just really happy to have gotten to this point with this deck. I just think there's a lot of cool synergies in here. I'm definitely one of those types of players that likes to steer away from like the mainstream and try different things out that I personally haven't really seen before. The deck is a lot of fun. Definitely give it a try. And if you have any suggestions of changes I should make, definitely let me know and I'll think about it and consider it for the next deck update. Until then, this has been Teddy Westside TCG, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.